It is your man Theo Butler, and yes, welcome to SEC Saturday Superhero. Wow. Okay. Right off the rip. How many people surprised? 45-42. The Colorado Buffaloes roll in to town and take down the number 17 ranked TCU Horned Frogs 45-42. I know y'all not going to expect this. Listen, I'm just going to tell you, you need to make sure your notifications bell on during football season because this is what we're going to be doing. What's going on, Big Dog? Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. Shout out to my brother. I don't know. Listen, if you ever seen me perform and everything like that on stage, not joking and laughing and everything, kicking and ha-ha. If you ever seen me singing and everything like that, that's my brother Kevin K.D. Dawson. Shout out to my brother from Thomasville, Georgia and everything like that. He is a Florida State Seminole fan and they got a game tomorrow. And yes, we will be doing what we did with this game in immediate response, immediate reaction. So yes, shout out to Deion Sanders. Listen, Bloody came up under he came up under a lot of flack this week. Danny Cannell had a lot to say. Quite a few Florida State alumni. What's going on? That's my mentor, Mr. Ray Smith. Mr. Cornelius, I see you in the building and everything like that. Listen, if I go ahead and do this, and I put the super chat on, y'all make it do what it do. We in here, we're gonna make it do what it do. So he caught a lot of flack. He was asked about him being an alumni. Now, those of us that are in the Tallahassee area, those of us that follow HBCU news, those of us that are just Deion Sanders fans, point blank, period. We knew what was going on in regards to why he was not offered. Let's make sure we say this right. Why he wasn't offered the job at Florida State. We need to understand there's a difference in how they treat the current head coach and how they treated Willie Taggart. That just is what that is. You can say whatever you want to. There's definitely a difference between how they treated him. Well, Deion Sanders did not graduate from Florida State. Did he play football for Florida State? Yes, he did. But he graduated from an HBCU. We on this channel, we talked before about what we as people need to do to take care of the HBCUs. We don't need to be looking for handouts and everything like that. With Deion Sanders, I'm not going to say he put Jackson State on the map. Jackson State University was already on the map. What I will say he did, as we've seen other NFL football players, brothers, black, African-American, whatever you want to say, go back to these HBCUs, they shine light on these HBCUs. They bring much needed attention to these HBCUs. So that's what Deion Sanders did with Jackson State. I love the fact that he did what he did. I put Jackson State on the map. Now let me show you what brothers are capable of doing. I'm now going to show you that I can be a head coach. I've had quite a few people come in before we got to where we're at right now on YouTube, come to my page on Facebook when we were talking about coaches. God knows Eric Bieniemy is doing what he can be to be a head coach. I actually had somebody make a comment that did not look like me, and that's the most damning thing about it. You don't look like me, and instead of thinking about what you're getting ready to say, you say something stupid. Well, how you know the professional black football players, how you know they want to be coaches? What makes you think they don't? But you so stuck in being white and right, you're not going to think it out. That was one of the most dumbest statements that I heard from a younger Caucasian male who I've been on the flag football with. He has had teammates that look like me, but for some strange reason, rather than just think it out, no, he got to go back to his skin complexion, i.e. my skin complexion. What makes me think that even though the National Football League is 65 to 70% black, African-American, people of color, that those brothers want to be here. All we want to do is just play. Really? That's all we want to do, play. Deion Sanders, if we know nothing else about Deion Sanders, he has been a winner everywhere he's been. Let me say that one more time. He's been a winner everywhere he's been, regardless of what he did. whether it involved a baseball or whether it involved a football. He's been successful. We can say what we want to say about his rap career. He did put out an album. Everybody can't say that. He did put out an album. We can say what we want to say about his acting career. You know what? He did have a reality show. He did. You know what I love more than anything else about today's victory? Because we heard a lot. And I'm going to talk a little bit later about what one of the analysts had to say. It's a damn shame. We say racism don't exist. We say there's no such thing as race. But even our best and brightest, regardless of who they are, where they work at, wind up saying something stupid on national television that's going to wind up getting you called into the office where we will see somebody report about it. He going to get called out about it because somebody going to have a problem with it. Right. What I love more than anything else is, I don't want to say the humbleness. I will say the spirituality of those young men. If you stayed after the game, you watched the young men get interviewed and everything like that, even Coach Sanders himself, who did they give it up to? They gave it up. They gave it up. You can call him by any other name. You can call him by any religion. It don't matter. They gave it up to he who sits high. That's who they gave it. And there are going to be some people who claim that they acknowledge he who sits high, that's their dude. He who sits high, but they're not going to be able to accept those young men for who they are or what they just accomplished. A quarterback, a cornerback, we're going to call him a wide receiver, made it do what it did. And to Shakur's point, he believes those are the most yards he's ever thrown for. And he just came from an HBCU, not a black college, stupid. You could have went on air and referred to it as a HBCU. You could see, this is one of them things that get you in trouble because you don't look like certain people, but you feel like you can say whatever. We don't even call them black colleges. We don't refer to them as black schools. We refer them as HBCUs. HBCUs. Historical Black College and Universities. That's what when we say it, that's what we say. We don't say black college. We don't say black university. You said black college because you don't cover HBCU. You said black college because you don't give two damns about HBCUs. You said black college because by and large, up until today and or last year, you never had to go on air as a college football analyst and even acknowledge a HBCU. So you said the first thing that came to your mind, that's a school for black kids. You know what? I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. I know what it looked like, but there are kids that look like your children that go to that school. It is. That said, let's take a look here and everything like that. Colorado scored 7 points in the first quarter, 10 in the second quarter, 14 in the third quarter, 14 in the fourth quarter. This was a team that struggled mightily last year. I asked the question, when people said that TCU was going to stomp a mud hole in Colorado, which TCU team were you talking about? The TCU team that came from behind to win, or the TCU team that found itself behind in the first place? There's something to be said about a team that has built their record, regardless of what that record looked like at the end of the day. They can finish the season 12-1, but let's say they had to come from behind in 6 of those games. They could very easily be 6-6. We're not talking about them like that. Well, what did TCU demonstrate in this game? They were prone to do in this game what they did in many of the games they did last year. You're not going to play any good defense. You're going to find yourself behind. You're going to put yourself in a situation where you're going to have to come from behind. That's not always a given. And this is what TCU did today, what they did last year. They put themselves in a situation where they would have had to come from behind. Now, here's what we know, because perception is a mug. If TCU comes from behind and pulls out this game, there are going to be some media outlets, some analysts, some so-called sports experts that are going to spin it and make it seem like Colorado never had a shot in this game. I say one more time, Colorado wasn't ranked. TCU was ranked number 17 in the country. That means they're ranked in the top 25. They were 21-point favorites in this game. 20, and I said, because I did a sporadic live, if you had TCU to cover the spread, at halftime, you were already questioning whether or not you made the right decision. Well, guess what? Not only did they not cover the spread, because they played like they did last year, which means nobody should have been picking them to cover nothing. Not only did they not cover the spread, they lost. Now, is this going to be an indictment on Sonny Dykstra, TCU's head coach, or is this going to be an indictment on Deion Sanders? I'm waiting to see how we're going to spin this. Are we going to talk about how TCU's players underplayed, or are we going to talk about how quite a few players that left Jackson State University wound up playing for the Colorado Buffaloes and proved they belong? Let's talk about that one. Because that statement that Shakur Sanders made, I believe this is the most yards I've ever thrown for in my career. And I just came from an HBCU. Robert Wheeler, classmate, class 86, tight end. I keep receipts. I got a long-term memory. You had a slick comment last time I was in a meeting with the fellow classmates. Matter of fact, by and large, brother, you the reason why I don't F with my classmates right now. Because I see too much of you in my classmates. You had a derogatory comment, crazy because we both went to Mitchell Baker High School, but you had something slick to say about HBCUs. Yes, MacArthur Moore, Lamar Barnes, Willie Ross, y'all were in on it too. You may want to get your boy. You had something slick to say about HBCUs, and I was embarrassed because me and you both went to Mitchell Baker High School. We know what it was like. But you indoctrinated your damn self. You simple-minded. Yes, I'm calling you simple-minded. Don't matter what degree you got, bruh. You can be simple-minded all damn day long when it comes to you and your people, regardless of what your education level is. You forgot the one thing that I hold each and every person that looks like me, claims to be me, accountable for. You forgot your damn blackness. You stopped taking pride in your blackness. You mitigated your blackness because you went and got your education and you thought you were better than everybody else, including those kids that go to HBCU. Well, my hat's off to those HBCU students. Because if they did nothing else today, they showed they belong. That statement from Shakur Sanders, that was for you and everybody that think like you, that think those kids can't play on that level. No, you give those kids that same damn opportunity, the same damn resources, they will do exactly what they did today. Rise above and beyond. Robert Wheeler. Don't get beside yourself because you got a damn education. It was you that people made fun of in high school. I took it easy on you, bro. I allowed you to make fun of me. You needed to make fun of me so you could feel better about yourself because you wasn't that dude in high school. Don't ever get beside yourself again. That's what I got to say about it. But other than that, because I don't want to tear on it too long, shout out to Deion Sanders. Shout out to the Colorado Buffaloes. You looked at that man and you said, you know what? We need that here at our university to get our university back on the right track. If you're my age, think about how many brothers you've seen play quarterback for Colorado. Think of how many brothers we've seen go through the Big Eight back in the day when it was Colorado and Oklahoma. We got Shakur Sanders. We got Deion Sanders. I'm sorry, my bad. Had to do the immediate reaction. I forgot to turn off the notification. Like I told many of y'all, what he's getting ready to do with this school, the Colorado Buffaloes, is what John Thompson did with the Georgetown Hoyas back in the day. I'm diehard Georgia Bulldogs. I am. Kevin K.D. Dawson, he is diehard Florida State. What we're going to be doing every Saturday that Colorado plays, we will be rooting for Colorado much in the same way, if not harder, then we root for our favorite college football team. You know why? Because when we look at Colorado, we see us. What did Primetime say? I'm going to the hood. If you look like me, as Ice Cube would say, today was a good day. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. See, hey, make sure y'all click, like, share, subscribe, and everything like that. Share the video, get it out there. We doing this for the rest of the college football season. It is SEC Saturday and superheroes. And yes, we're going to be having immediate reaction videos. Yes, we are. And since I am where I am, yes, we will be having immediate reaction video to the Florida State LSU football game tomorrow. Yes, we will be having an immediate reaction to the, I don't even know if I need to talk about that, but yes, we will be having an immediate reaction to the Georgia Bulldogs after their game tonight. I don't know what I'm gonna need to talk about other than if they don't perform like they're supposed to. But yeah, like, share, subscribe. I ain't saying, I'm just saying, peace.